Welcome back to Motion RC Live, everybody. Watching all the comments as you hopefully enjoyed that chase footage. We got back out with the Zero again. I couldn't resist going back out at least one more time this week to get some more flights in. This time for Alex to chase, so I was just pushing it hard, and we had a lot of fun. The thing is sweet, and as I showed last week, we're going to get into something, the next thing from Black Horse. So this will be actually the first new Black Horse model that has come out since we became their distributor. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about what's in this box. And truth be told, this box has been here for a while. It was a sample that was set a while ago. And as you can imagine, with balsa models, they just take a lot longer to produce the amount to fill a container than, let's say, a free wing, foam manufacturer can produce. A lot of hand craftsmanship and such for the larger models. So it just takes time. But the beauty is, like, that Zero right now has been out of stock for a little bit. We do have a big Corsair. I see Arthur. We have a Corsair that looks just like that Zero with that covering. And what's in here? Similar covering with those awesome riveting work and such. But we already got that. But all of those also are going to be restocked when this thing arrives. So that's all coming together. Hopefully, I'm hoping to see them around Thanksgiving time. So that will be, around the time a lot of these big balsa models do come back. And, I'm super stoked. After flying the Zeros now, the largest model I've ever flown, and I can't get enough of it. I can't wait to fly more of them. Like, I wish I had the Corsair as well, because it looks awesome. But, yeah, so that's what we're going to get into. You see, we have here, and it's funny, another website who distributes Black Horse actually already posted pictures of what's in this box. That's why this isn't really, fully brand new. But, we're not going to have a pre-order or anything, so when it does arrive on the website, it'll just show up when it does. Like you see, the new Nexa models we got in, 8 new models from Nexa arrived on the website yesterday. They were in stock, ready to be bought, so we'll talk about that. Tyson, relax. You could leave if you want to. You're not going to bother me at all, brother. Let's get into it. So the beauty is with this box, it's already been opened. So if you want to zoom out on the camera, I got all the pieces out of the box because it is a pain in the butt to actually unbox everything. So let's start pulling the pieces out and show you what we got. There is a little teaser behind me, as you can see. Yo, what up? I see Matt, Vez Pizzari. I never got that. I remember that was when I borrowed his Netflix for like 2 weeks. That was his Netflix name. But what's up, man? What's going on? So these are, as you guys have seen, we've done this before with the Black Horse models. That Zero, the P-40, all the little boxes come within. So I just wanted to open them and pull them out. But what I'll do first is let's get to the main piece de resistance, if you will. This is what's in here. What's the shape, gentlemen?
Name that plane!
Name that plane! That's actually what I'll end up opening first. So I'll move all this stuff out of the way, but look at this. It gets so large. Scariest thing is flying a plane you love and seeing that it got discontinued. Uh-oh. That is scary, but hopefully that didn't happen to us.
I think they got it.
Think they got it? Oh, yeah. The P-47. Yeah, man, it is. And I just took a peek. I wanted to open it, make sure, obviously, things are in there, see what we're getting. But, we'll come out with a separate build video. But I took a peek just to see the covering on it. Because seeing them in person is so different than seeing them, on a picture or something. So I just had to make sure. But I think from what I remember doing this last time, we want to start, these get wrapped up really well. And we'll show you pictures of how they get boxed. But all the boxes are taped to one another, taped to the inside of the box, foam all in between. This is plastic wrapped in bubble wrap, wrapped in foam inside. Like, they do a really good job of, packing those boxes nice and tight for as large a box. We were going to make a joke because Alex can fit in the box standing up, so I was going to keep it here and go. Happy Feline, what's the favorite plane I ever built? Well, truth be told, I've never actually built a plane. I've assembled them. Even an ARF, if you tell somebody you built an ARF, people will get very mad at you because you didn't build anything. So, truth be told, I've never actually built my own plane. But as far as assembling planes right now, I think I've assembled about 6 balsa models at this point, ARF kits, since we started, selling them on Motion. And, you know, the Zero was one of my favorites because not only was it the largest, but it was probably the easiest to get together. But that Pro Fly, which is now Nexa OV10, that's a good one to build. That's a good one as well. I enjoyed that. The Black Horse PC9 and Fairchild were also awesome, but the PC9 and the Fairchild from Black Horse use a different covering than this this like iron-on. It's almost like a vinyl feel to it when you see these things. So we got this off. Let's get the plastic off. One layer down. Now this, so, you know, I'm 6 feet tall. Obviously, we don't have a cowl or motor on it, and the rudder's not there. So she's going to be, you know, significantly large. But now let's look at tape, and we'll get into the stats. I got a sheet with all the stats on her. But this is something I hope Wesley Miller, if he's in the chat, there he is, Mary Boozer. One thing I like, I'm seeing invasion stripes on it, so I'm excited. But I want to try to have this built and ready to go for Boozer's show in a month, which I should be attending. So yeah, this just, it unravels.
Oh man.
The way they wrap it up. Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh man. Oh my god. It's absolutely gorgeous. Oh yeah, look at that. I love those, like the, people think you weathered it. I can't do this right. They've done more than enough tape on it. That's for sure. Let's continue to unravel little bits. Spin around. Spin around. This is why I didn't want to take it all out of the box in front of people. But crazy. You want to brown us when they Cole, it happens, you know. There was, me and Wes will tell you, we had the same plane with two completely different receivers, different branded, and once at CCRC, and we both lost the same plane in the same area. It was almost like we hit some sort of signal one time. Happened once, but it was crazy. But it happens, you know. This is the hobby. Check that out, though, guys. How amazing is that? I'm like sitting here reading comments while I'm not even like conceiving what I'm looking at. But I'm just in love with these, you know, with the covering. Like if you zoom in there, I'll push it a little closer to the camera. You know, the way they do the riveting and the detail, like the fact that that's how you pull it out of the box. I couldn't imagine trying to cover that if they gave you the pieces and just lining it up yourself. You know, when everything's on. It's one thing to cover a plane in one color, then go back and put your decals on, but the fact that the decals are all printed, it's all part of the print. So somebody's got to be doing this and doing it amazingly well at the factory, which is just unbelievable. And what I noticed right off the bat too, let me take the tape off the canopy while Alex is zooming in there. One thing I'm seeing, which is nice, is a very large, you know, battery compartment, like the, you know, like the Zero as well. If you notice in my videos with the Zero, so the whole canopy from these two latches all the way up to the nose. So like, you know, your cowl ends up coming up. You know, you're putting your canopy underneath your cowl to get in. But let's open that bad boy. Whoa. Check that out.
Whoa!
Look at all that. Oh, I'm so excited. And what I love, they just go together. I mean, it'll be exactly like the Zero. So, you know, as far as probably what's going into it, the Zero was a pretty easy build. I didn't have to cut a single thing at all on the Zero to get anything to fit. Like I did zero manipulation, which, you know, is funny in and of itself. The cockpit, yeah, the cockpit, you know, I love it. Similar to the Zero, so they got like, you know, they give you good cockpit detail, you know, perfect from, you know, for what you're looking for. I got to take it all in. I love it. I love it. And then you get the big aluminum spar, so that's down there. You get all your rods and such. That'll just show you. I'm not going to like... You know, I'm not going to pull this out, but this gets taped to the side of the box. So you got your big spar, you got all your big control rods, your long rods, you got your control rod for your throttle if you're going gas with the tube inside, but the three big rods, obviously two, it's going to be just like the Zero, so two for the elevator, one for the rudder, And then the tail wheel is something we're going to get to because it's more like that P-40. You know, the Zero doesn't have a retractable tail, but the P-40 did, and this one does. So you can see the compartment in there for the tail. That's where we'll show you in a second. But this is awesome. You know, from what I heard, Pontiac is that, you know, well, P-47s is a favorite, but I heard as of right now there aren't too many large P-47s still out there. Like a few that people have got are either no longer for sale or have been out for a while. You know, who knows? But I'm going to put this right here for the time being. You know what? No, I'm going to put this over here for the time being. So we'll put it up just out of the way. And then let's see what else we can show you on this thing. So I say, what's the next thing to get to? Let's take out the cowl. Let's take a look at how that looks. So the cowl comes, again, fiberglass usually, molded nicely. And again, all wrapped up beautifully. And they probably give you, I'm assuming, the dummy, like, radial engine in there.
Rapid fire questions coming in.
Rapid fire questions. What are we going? Dave's RC. Am I going electric? I'm probably going to, for the time being, I may just, take the motor off the Zero just to get this one out. But the beauty is it's easier to convert from electric to gas. So, you know, when I do the Zero, eventually we're going to put gas on that and convert it. But I do want a couple of these large balsa models to also be electric. So when I do go to Joe Nall and shows, I could be flying them at the electric line and the main line. You know, because again, if you guys remember, we have the Spitfire. That video's still coming. Jason Miller has that plane flying on a gas motor. We just haven't got a chance to meet up to film it. You know, he's not an employee or anything. He's just helping us out. And he put the big P-40 on a gas engine as well. So we're going to get out there. He's almost done with that one. So when we go out, the idea will be hopefully I'll have my Zero. He'll have the, you know, the Spitfire and the P-40. And we'll film them, you know, we'll get them all filmed so that you guys can see. But again, much easier to convert to go back from gas, because you'll see they give you the two mounts for each. So here is the cowl, nice fiberglass inside, molded beautifully. Color,
a lot of questions about the wingspan.
color match.
Do we know it?
The wingspan. Oh, let's get the stats. So the wingspan on this one, actually, the wingspan on this one is 81.7 inches. So, you know, the Zero is a larger scale, but it's saying 2,075 millimeters. Its length, though, is 88.9 inches, or 2,259 millimeters. And it's saying the weight, 11 kilograms or 24.2 pounds. But this is a basic spec sheet, so I'm assuming that's all up when you have, you know, when you have everything in it. And I believe they put that off of gas. So whatever your heaviest would be is probably a gas setup on there. What else do they got? But the beauty also with this kit too, and you'll see in a bit, it comes with electric mains and an electric retractable tail wheel assembly. So you get all the struts, you get all of that included in the kit, which is fantastic. And then they're recommending a 50 to 60 cc gas engine, but I'll probably go with that Admiral GP60. Again, I just prefer electric. I'm sorry. I haven't gotten to the gas yet. I'll get there. You know, one by one. But like the crazy, if you've been watching this week, what did we do? We had a race boat video.
Yeah.
We had a sailboat unboxing.
Yeah.
We've got, you know, I'm flying a big balsa model. We went out with the EDF jets. It's like, you know, one day you're doing boats, the next day you're doing that, and then later, if you guys see on the sidebar, we're gonna unbox one of these little guys from Kyosho. So we got cars, tanks. It's like every day is something different. So it's you know, I have to be a sailor, a warbird pilot, a jet pilot. It's awesome. I'm not complaining at all. But let's take a look. So it's like egg-shaped the way the cowl is, but that will sit in there, and look at that. So that should get some weathering. And then this is upside down. So that, I'll probably cut some holes in there if I'm going with an ESC to give me cooling. Hidden behind there, and let's pop it on the front. Tom Hunt, what do you think, Tom? He's still waiting for his Bucker Jungmann. Yeah, man, we're eventually, anything that Black Horse sells, we will eventually get. But as you know, it's just, you know, you got to give that company, those balsa companies, time to look at that. Yeah, it's time to do this. I mean, imagine, I assume how many, I'm not sure how many people they have working on these, but it's all handcrafted. But how long you think it would take you to wrap, a plane like this with the covering? A day? How many could you get by in a day? These are all questions that I don't know the answer to, but I dig that. What do you guys think? I think that looks pretty darn cool.
Looks great.
Myself, I think it looks awesome. And just it has that like matte, almost matte finish. I'm going to stand this up down here though, because I do have the wing box behind me. So let's grab that. I think that would be, I would love to see what one of these wings look like and how the, and how they go together. So let's move this over to the side. And again, it's one of the worst parts I do hate is having to either epoxy. What do you guys use when you attach the canopy? You guys use canopy glue? Is that like the only way to go? I've been epoxying them down, but lining them up. Yeah, I'll probably get called out for it. But I just use like I use usually 30-minute epoxy, so I have time to manipulate it, get it right, wipe off any excess. But when you install a canopy, you gotta trim off. Canopy glue is the way to go. Yeah, I gotta get myself some of that maybe for this one. But you gotta cut the covering off to expose some of the wood. Make sure it lines up. Like even on the Zero, when I put it on and hardened, I noticed like you could see a little wood around one side, so I had to go in like a black permanent marker and just,
Bob B says he uses magnets to hold it in place while it's gluing, and then takes the magnets off. You leave the magnets on, Bob.
Whoa. So you put so what, would I strap the magnets underneath, I assume, and then like put the magnets on top, like with probably a little foam tack or something, just to hold them on there, and then snap it on? That's cool. And magnetic cowl ring for the cowl. You got to get on Hobby Squawk, Pearl Jam, and everybody that's where we want to see all that stuff. Let me know, because I'll probably start a Hobby Squawk thread either later on today or sometime next week on this. Again, don't expect to see this on the website until the day of release. It might come up as a coming soon item, but with Black Horse, I don't think we'll ever do like pre-orders or anything. When it gets here, it just gets here, like all the Nexa models, which I'll show you in a second. Tom Callahan, is that color accurate? Again, colors could be different with the camera and such, depending on the lighting. But again, I didn't really know what was in here. I just saw it the other day, that website, but I have to do a little research on exactly what the livery is. What I'm excited though about is I have an invasion stripe one.
Yeah.
I dig invasion stripes. I like that. That's definitely fun for me. So inside the bigger box that'll come within the bigger box will have all your control surfaces. So right now I'm pulling out the horizontal, and it's all wrapped well. And obviously with everything out, I'll do a separate video probably of just the unboxing. And then I think the plan for this, we might do a series of videos during the build, but it would be the type of thing like, one video will do a hinge on just one surface, show you how to hinge properly, and then obviously those rules apply to everything else. Make it like a quick 5-minute video. I'm not going to sit there and do every single hinge on camera, but that looks great, right? So you got the same covering, so that gets epoxy right into the back. So you cut out around here, slip it in, but that looks great. And it's the it's the nice nylon hinges with the that I load up the middle with Vaseline, pin them in, but they keep 2 come in the box. Let's slide it out. Oh, it's over there. Oh, I got tape on it. That's why. I'm like trying to pull it out with the tape, but they got these hinges. There you go. You got the nylon, and these are great. As long as you line them up right, they fit nice and snug, and I get them to about there. Obviously a lot of dry fitting when it comes to hinges. Like that's what I learned. Dry fitted about 50 times, make sure. Then I usually glue all my hinges into the surface first, and then we go into the aircraft on that way, because I still have yet to have to cut one of those out to try to redo it, but I don't want to do that. It's easier with the little paper ones, if you will. So I'm going to put this over here. And let's just do, so we're not going to pull, again, I'm not going to pull everything out. Let's pull one wing out. That's what I really want to get to. So I see my rudder is on top. So there's my rudder. I'll hang that off the side. And then what did I do with my, oh, there it is, my X-Acto. Again, all taped to the side. And let's just see one of these wings with the invasion stripes and take a look at what we're working with here. It is a mess down here on my floor. James, you have a price point. Well, look, if the Zero is $9.99 as a kit, it includes electric mains with no tail. I'm gonna assume this one's probably gonna be a little higher than that one, just based on what I'm looking at, because you are getting a little more. You know, again, you're getting electric retracts now for the tail wheel as well. And when you see me pull out the tail assembly, you know. That's what's beautiful about them, though. You're getting, really, only thing you're in for on top is obviously your power system, whatever you go for. So if you're going electric, you're in for a motor and an ESC. Obviously your receiver, that's all, you know, I think that's all sunk costs for the people who you're either going to use one you already have or you're buying one for each plane. That's just sort of how it comes. But then you're just in for the servos, you know, and then, you know, some extensions and stuff like that, however you want to hook it up. But I would set it up exactly like I have the Zero. I like the redundancy I did with the Zero, where I have a separate battery for the RX, a separate battery for the landing gear controller that these models come with. You know, some of them that need them, and then just motor for my battery, just the two batteries for my motor. But this one, if I use the same GP60, this one I'm gonna get the ESC where I can go 12S. So. But here we go. There is a wing, but you can see the wing. Actually, can you move it up there? It's tough to see, but the wing on the Zero is up there, and the wing on the Zero is significantly longer. I'm going to say about 8 inches. Hard to see to the back corner there, but you know, it is a little longer. So P-47 is going to be, you know, I guess a little stubbier, if you will. But I just love seeing the roundel on there. Done right. Can you imagine if that was upside down? How mad everybody would be. It's because you couldn't even change it. That's the hardest thing about this, you know. It better be right when it's on there. But I love they got everything printed. So mooring and jacking, power inside, remove fairing, you know, pitot drain inside, water drain, center line, exterior fuel tank, starter gearbox, and then these are full. So these are full flaps, not split like the Zero, as you'd expect. And then you're obviously going to, I'm sure these are going to fit the high tip. Look at that. That's thick. I don't know if you could see that. Let me get close. But look how thick the wood is for the mounting of your servos. It's hard to tell, but like it's at least almost as long as my fingertip from the knuckle to the top. Like it goes deep in there. Nice, and it has a catch on the other side, so probably the screws you supply don't just go into the wood. They're getting caught by a blind nut back behind there, which is awesome. No, they're not split. They're not split flaps. No, right? Split flaps is when they come down, but the surface stays level on top. The whole flap is moving on this. But this one too, what I didn't do with the Zero, this one, they give you the fake lights. I want to put real lights on this one. I got a set that we sell from ZOHD that I think I'm going to pop those in there. I'd rather have some real lights around it. So, you know, that most of them I do stock, but that I want to route some wiring to because it's easy to do once it's there, but you know, once you glue it in. You're not a fan of how the wing attaches with the 2 screws? I find it to be pretty simple, and it holds really well. You know, with that big spar in there and the 2 screws. But I could see it's part of me would like, if anything, I would do an attachment where I'm thinking like, put an eyelet in here, and then across the other wing, and just run a bungee across the 2 of them. Like a nice tight bungee that pulls the wings together through the fuselage. You know, I thought about that too. But either way, very simple. You know, very simple fix to strengthen it up. But overall, I am really happy with to see this model. From what I hear, you know, if a Zero is an easy model to fly, then a P-47, you know, a P-47 is just about as nice to fly as a warbird can get. Nice wide stance. You know, my my Warbird takeoffs are so much fun. You know, like I love trying to take off the Warbird scale. It was beautiful to do it with that. Now it's 12:25, so I'm going to quickly just show some of the things. So like you get your CG that I showed. All your hardware comes in one box. So that's what one box would have. This box has a lot of the accessories. So you're getting two big bombs that are going to attach underneath the wings. So we'll get pictures of them and stuff, so stay tuned there. But to sit here and open up each, unravel everything, you get your pilot figure. Looks like all your accessories. There you go, two bombs, 2 drop tanks, it looks like. So you're getting 4 ordnance on the, on the model, which is awesome. And they all connect. It looks like they all connect with little braces and bolts, so metal braces and bolts, so you can take them on and off as you wish, which is cool. Wouldn't want to drop those. That's like similar to the Zero, the big tank. Pearl Jam, I'm guessing on the price, but if the Zero is $9.99, I'm gonna assume this a little more. But this is the big thing. We showed this with the P-40, but this is cool, and I can't wait to see it work on the P-40. When I get out there to film that. But I'm not building the P-40, so I didn't get a chance to do this myself. But this is the tail wheel assembly that you get. The electronic retractable tail wheel set. Check that out. So it's all, molded in plastic, metal between. There's like suspension in there, and this whole assembly, with the servo wire for the electric retract, and that's just, and I could see all the ports. I'm sure it's just going to fit perfectly, and it looks like it's got your flying wire or whatever, your wire to manipulate it, and we'll figure out how that works, and that will attach to the rudder servo just like the Zero. That's probably my my most hated part of those darn wires, making sure they're centered up tight, because once you crimp it, you're kind of you're in all the way. But that and hinging. Hinging is just, it's not that hinging is hard, it's just one of those things that you could get wrong very easily. So as I get, every time I do one, it's just, that's what I don't like. But like installing the servos, that's all fun to put a movie on in the background and just, busy work. Again, you get your 2 mounts, which is nice. So like, that's why it's easy. These are just blind nutted on, so electric mount or gas. So I could easily go into the Zero now, pop this right off, put this one from the Zero on, and go to work on the gas, engine. But then with the gas, then you're cutting the cowl, so you really can't go back, You're not going to go back to electric. So that's why I start with electric with some of these, and then eventually, I'll get them all going on gas. I would love to be at Null next year and have like 4 or 5 Motion Black Horse gassers just sitting on the main line like, all the other ones. Even though this one, yeah, it's over 80 inches. It works. It works there. Spam. What is spam?
Somebody said hi.
Oh, thanks,
so I hit him with a hi.
Oh, you hit him back?
Like, I stopped spamming or somebody else.
I would hit him with a ban hammer. And then we have... that's what I should label on my Thor hammer. Call it the ban hammer.
Hit him with the ban hammer.
Hit him with the ban hammer. The power of Odin's son. Ban. So beefy. Same beefy retracts as the Zero. So, but they are electric retracts. I don't even know if I want them. There you go. I'll pull one out. But they're beefy, and they worked great. They work great on the Zero, But same thing. You screw in the axle. They give you the big solid wheels, and they work great. So, now that I've built one, I know what to expect. But these work well with that landing gear controller, which I'm sure is somewhere in here. Just a fantastic option. So that about does it for a lot of things in the back end. Spinner, things like that are all in the box, and that'll about do it for the new P-47 that will be coming hopefully sometime around November-ish. But stay tuned to social media, guys. One of these live shows, maybe next week, I can update you more, as we go. But again, it was something here, and I saw another distributor over in Europe posted that that it's coming soon. So I asked Alpha, I was like, is that what's in my box? Because I never even opened the box. He's like, yep, that's it. I guess it's time to show it. So Now it was time to show it, and hopefully my goal would be I want to get this built up so by the time it arrives, some videos will be out, because that's a very hard thing to time up. We haven't had a chance to do that yet. Again, time up a balsa build. So I'm going to get started on this as soon as possible. And, now I don't have to wait on the motors or anything. We've got it all, so I'll get it in there. George, I think it's going to be a little more, just because it has the tail wheel retract. Again, George, the Zero is $9.99 and didn't have that big tail wheel. It looks like this one has a little more stuff, more ordnance, more extras. So I'd say $100 more. It'll be in that range, is what I'd expect. So, but we'll see when we get there. I don't have any real clue, but Mary Boozer says he's going to need a bigger house if these keep getting bigger. Pearl Jam, I believe, check some of the other builds, the ARF, I believe you can. I mean, assume you would be able to. Wouldn't make sense, because what's one of the first things you're going to break? If you dead stick one, then that hurts. So you should be able to get, spare retracts and such. So, and I think you should make a video about the big Piper Cub from Nexa is you're talking about. Yeah, what I love about, so let's get into that. So you guys see on the sidebar, we're going to move into some of the new products. And right away, just go through the pictures first before you see me pour through the website. But we got pictures of some of these new Nexa models. Guys, they got put on here. They got put on the website yesterday. So we got a P40 coming. And again, the stats, these pages are already there. I think that's the A24. I think that's the Banshee, which looks cool as could be too, something different. Then we've got the A26, the Invader. I think this one in this new batch looks really cool.
Love that one.
Love the scheme. It's like a cross between like a Black Widow with the front, and looks crazy. I dig it. Next one, C-47, so old-timey, love that. You can do that as a DC-3, if you want to re-scheme it and stuff, but a nice Douglas C-47, always sweet. Big P-38, which I like. This one is significant, like I checked the size, this one's significantly bigger than like the Flightline one, so that's cool. Then you got the Dauntless, yep, this is probably the best one of this, the SBD 5. I've seen that this model, the real one, I saw hanging at the World War II Museum in New Orleans when I was down there about a year ago. It looks cool in real life, and it looks cool there. And then the Big Cub. This one is the biggest Nexa model, I believe, to date. Yeah, she's a big Piper Cub. And there will actually be, check the website today, there should be 3 or 4 more that haven't been uploaded yet. It's just a matter of Todd Brada, our web guy, getting all those pictures set up, so that's cool. Then Spitfire coming, so another Mark 9, which is awesome. And is there one more? I think we had 8. I think that's it. Yeah, that's probably it. And then now go through, you can see me pour through the, there we go. So if you're on the website, and if you guys haven't noticed, the website getting some updates as we added new categories, the top bar had to change. We couldn't fit everything in there, so now it's these drop downs. And you can find, but what I love this, shop by brand, and you could just see everything from the brand, right off the bat. So you go into Nexa and then sort by new, and you'll see the newest stuff as it was uploaded. So these are the 8 on the page now. Again, they're going to come to the EU site as well. But I don't know, I haven't checked this morning if the other ones might be there. But Todd's on the West Coast, so he's probably just getting started. But check today and into Monday, you'll see a couple more popping up, and I'll leave those as a surprise as well. There was no rhyme or reason to why some of them popped up, but that was the one I had to see. I went right to that one. Like, if I was going to get one, I love that profile shot. Yep. That's really cool. I dig it with the 3
FPV pilots in the back and front.
Yeah. Now that's one thing. I don't know if those pilots come with the kit, because these pictures come from the manufacturer. So I may have to tell Todd, make sure you put, because they show a picture of the pilot. There he is. Like, that's an expensive pilot. So I think, that was just done there for show. But we'll see. No, Dave, I didn't dig it out yet in there. I assume it's going to be a 2-blade like them all, and you're going to have to, if you want to go scale, you got to find the other one. Remember, the models are always going to be built for efficiency. So 2-blade prop is going to fly your RC model the best. So, where I'm going to have to dig in to find the 3-bladed prop for the Zero eventually. But when the prop's moving, I could care less what it looks what it looks like on the nose. You can't see it anyway. I love it. That video was still going to go because then I go into Benchcraft. So I don't know, can you skim?
Yeah, actually we can skim.
He can
now.
skim now?
Yeah,
OBS updated, so go to like the middle. There we go. That's the other thing I want to show you guys. Check out the Benchcraft lineup so you can sort by accessories as well. And guys, we have so much. 500 products in like the last 2 weeks have been updated on our website, and they're all like accessories from wheels. We've got pilots. We've got, you know, tons of different types of screws, bolts, all the little things that you've been looking for. Like behind me, when we come back, I sent myself a couple of the tools that we have and things that we're going to get working on video for. But like soldering jigs, controlled deflection meters. Todd's been, to make each page is the same process. That's why some of the pictures still aren't fully loaded yet. We gotta take pictures of all these things because they all came sort of at once. But you guys check out, like Benchcraft is gonna be where you're gonna go for. There's so many.
We're talking about the throw gauges.
The throw gauges, yeah. I put those in the email and they were like gone. I think we sold like something like 200 of them or something. Like it was something stupid. But all the adhesives we have. And this is, we're expecting this line is just going to continue to grow. We got a new plane stand up there that we got to get the pictures for. I actually have it down below. It's all foam blocked. But either way, it's a lineup that you should keep checking out. That's what you want. Frank, it was a big P-47 is what was in the box. You could, when you come back to me, it's sort of behind me on the set when it comes back to the screen. But it's a Black Horse P-47 in invasion stripes with the blue and the green. Looks really cool. But yeah, these are all the pilots. So people are always asking for different types of pilots. There's a lot of different types of pilots in all different scales, and more of these are going to come. So this is Motion and Alpha. This is our brand. But this is just over time, listen to the customers and let's get our, let's build out the accessories that people need. Yeah, there's a lot of options and they keep popping up. Like I can't even stay on top of it yet.
Tom Cruise at the bottom? the aviators on?
Yeah, that one guy looked mean, but look at all the tires, all the different options of tires, all sorts of sets. I think there's 100 tires of different sizes. So if you're looking for things like that, and eventually we're going to have more tools and things like that, like it's a section of the website that you want to keep going to and then sort by new. And you see all on the left side of the screen, all the search options. So you can click. If it's a tool, it'll be in the tool section. If it's a control horn, it'll be labeled. Like our website is nice and labeled and everything's there. And I think that's where I ended it. Yeah, there we go. And so on the table, so like prop balancer if you need one. We just did a video on this. I got soldering jigs for XT60s, 90s. I think this one does EC5s. I didn't even open it. A magnetic screwdriver picker-upper, a model scriber. So I want to use that because actually on a few of the models, whenever you fill in with foam filler and you cover a panel line, having a scriber will help you there. Razor blades, you name it, all coming from Benchcraft. And, from what I can see right off the bat, it looks like good stuff. And, stuff to help out hobbyists of all kind. So it's exciting to build out all these lineups. So Benchcraft hopefully will be as known as Admiral has become, or Freewing, or Flightline, or Skynetic, we hope. Nexa, and then Black Horse, just another awesome brand with some good stuff that all hobbyists are going to need. So moving along to Hobby Squawk. We had some good ones on Hobby Squawk this week. Let me move this out of the way. And this is DJ Moose. I saw this pop in, I think in the morning when I checked. You said, I hope it makes the show. There it is. Beautiful Freewing F4. Thank you for sharing that. Again, he's sharing that in the links to, we have a Squawk thread dedicated to getting stuff. If you want to see your own stuff on the show, we'd be happy to show it. So you can put it here. And then what else? Oh, the big one. Should we get to you? If you guys remember,
you, yeah.
I think it was just last week. You Weedman shared, he shared a lot of pictures. He does a lot of awesome customizations of his products, and he has two B-24s, and you see the silver one there and his A10. But apparently they went to a show this week, and I forget where, but he met up with this turbine. And I guess they happen to be, and you could show, I think, it'll be the last one, so you could see some shots from the show. Go to 3. Yep, show this. So the show had a lot of big stuff there. I think I see a TA-152, but large scale, which looks awesome. Some World War I, looked like a big show that happened to. But then check out this shot. Apparently, he said on Squawk he was coming in for a landing. He announced it. But the turbine pilot decided to do a low pass. And, you know...
What a picture.
That's his main retract of the B-24 up above the B-24. Whoever got this shot... Now, I believe the power lines, this was a depth of field shot, so they're nowhere near as close as they look in the background of this place. But, you know, that's a lot of damage, you know, like... That guy lost what has to be. I mean, if anybody throw in some numbers, what do you think that turbine F-16 costs? It's a large turbine F-16, and to risk it on hitting a foam flight line B-24, you know, I feel bad. But apparently they didn't even, from what you said, like they didn't even have a conversation after it happened. So I don't know. You know why, but he's like
15K, 10K.
But you said he called out landing, and they had a control, you know, an air marshal who was directing everybody, and that air marshal let everybody know that, all right, we have a plane coming into land. So from at least the one side of the story we're getting is that the turbine pilot, you know, went against the rules, you know, or didn't hear, or, you know, obviously an error was made there, and...
George Watch says that's a Skymaster F-16, 16K,
maybe close to 20, depending on the turbine in it. Oh,
What?
man. You know, now I don't know what happened in the aftermath. I'm not sure if the F-16 was able to continue. You know, who knows the angle? I don't know if the F-16 got thrown off course in that shot, or if it was still flying straight and just sort of ate up. But it looks like just the wingtip. But I doubt he was able to get that around. I have to read more into the story, but he posted it in Squawk if you want to go read up about it. He's a good guy. And, you know, sorry to see that, you know. Sorry to see both of them there. So, you know, that stinks. Then we have Carl Trek. Posted a good picture in the tank gallery. I think those are the Hobby King B-17s, but they're about scale to the 16 tanks like our B-24 is, but... I always like that shot. I like seeing the aircraft mixed with the tanks, all the RC happening at the same time. And, you know, excited to see that. So thanks for sharing that, Carl Trek, in the post. And there was another tank. I dug this one. This one came from SoCal Bob 5. I like the simplicity of this T-34, just with the white on top. Something mean about it. But hopefully, you know, we're going to be restocking our tanks. If you notice, we got some Tamiya tanks, I believe, on the website now. So we're going to have way more options coming in the future from tanks as well. So that's awesome.
Somebody wants you to do a shout out.
Felix, shout out. Is that what's up, Graham from England? What's up, Graham from England? Did I say that right? Graham. Phonetically, write it phonetically,
Grammy?
and I'll say it even better. So I'm watching it.
Say it phonetically.
Yeah, right. Type it phonetically. Write it phonetically.
Yeah.
Straight Shooter. Okay, this one I love. So Straight Shooter shared. Check that out. A Thai Airways Royal Barge. I love like the boat dragon type thing going on in there. We always see these awesome AL-37s, and it's always something new. It's like people must all see and like, oh, somebody already did that. It's like everybody decides to do something.
Isn't done yet?
Yeah, and there's still so many more yet to do, but I love that. So that about wraps up the hobby squawk. So then we'll run over to Facebook, and I don't know if I didn't see Andrew Williams. Are you in the chat, sir? Because I loved this video you put up of the of your MiG. Check out this. Put a camera stationary. And he gets close. Woo. Woo. Put in the slow-mo. But I love to see that. Andrew was one of the first people to get their MiG Maiden up, video up. He was one of the first people to, you know, receive one and then get out and film it and fly it. And, you know, I've flown with Andrew a long time back at Jet Jam. He's a good dude and always happy to see whenever he posts. Then we got these while we're on the MiG, you know, sorry, the MiG always pops up, but right now it's a party, especially with Europe getting them. Check out these posts from Dan Smith. 4 MiGs at the show, all of them. I love this picture. You know, if you guys are at the show with your free wing stuff, these are always the best pictures. I love to see faces with the aircraft. You know, we know what the aircrafts look like, but it's always nice to see people enjoying them. I love that 4 dudes
Look
from
at the squad.
Yeah, the squad from the same club all said, let's put on our black sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Let's
Black
MIG
hat,
Mafia.
Black shirt today, guys. Make sure you don't forget.
We're all buying the same plane and we're going to the field to fly the same thing. Like, I can only imagine how much fun they had that day, and all of them are still safe from what the post said. And then I think this might be... No, this is the last one. Let's go to the MiG Knife Edge. If you guys saw this one, I added a little to. I slow-moed it. But this came from Spencer Kleinhans. He just said, you know, does the MiG Knife Edge? And a T-33 does as well. So I slowed it down. And yes, the MiG definitely knife edges. So I thought that was a cool shot. And he just put... It was like an 8-second clip. I just doubled it up for there. So that was cool. Yeah, I can't wait to see more paint jobs on the MiGs, but I think a lot of people just did. I mean, she's mean looking as she is. So I think it's just one of those things where, you know, people just aren't. It's not the type of thing. You know what I mean? Then we have Domingo Rex with another AL-37. He posted these 2 pictures. Well, he posted the first one of just the checkerboard and said, what am I doing? Then he posted a picture of the nozzle, and I found it, the nacelle. And I found it with Formula 1, like a Dubai airline plane. So that is the real one that he's doing. So I can't wait to see how he finishes it. But it looks like he did the checkerboard by, you know, freehand, which is awesome. Or, you know, cutting out the squares of tape and, you know, painting that on rather than trying to decal it. So, you know, good work to him on that. And, you know, as always, guys, thanks for sharing. But I went a little lighter on Facebook. Now, one of the things I saw, I did post, people are posting an update on all their storage racks. So I was going to do a little segment on that today, but we just had, you know, too much to talk about today here with this. I didn't know how long this was going to take to unbox, but we'll get back to that because that is a good thing to show. You know, how do people store their planes? You know, I use a combination of bungees off the ceiling and the racks. Like, I'll buy the racks at Home Depot, the basement, the metal racks, and then I'll take a PVC, the large PVC, and go over the rack with foam pipe insulation over that. And I get about 2 feet off the wall, and it's more than enough to, you know, jets you have to put sideways, warbirds are easier to put nose in and stuff. But we'll talk about that. I think it's a good segment and a, you know, a worthwhile, at least, segment for one of these live shows to get into. So I think it's time, guys. Let's get into what's next. So if you guys have seen, you know, we're getting into Surface as well. So check these bad boys out. I saw these pop up. These are 27 scale from Kyosho, but they are licensed. So I sent myself the Vet and the Audi. So I was just going to open one. I'm going to save the Vet for the actual standalone video. That's probably my favorite one. And we're going to unbox the Audi. So these are the Mini Zs. I think I'm assuming rear wheel drive is what RWD stands for. But I am excited to check these out. From what I've seen in videos of them, they can boogie. You know, these are not the type of ones that you want to, you know, that you want to be driving. Probably not going to be driving around your house, but they can drift. But I just love the detail. I've been so... These came in earlier this week, and I have to wait for you guys for the live show before I can even open them. Because I like to do it live and get a real first impression. But I dig the, you know, there's a lot of cool stuff coming. I can't wait to get a truck. I definitely want to get a semi-truck in there at some point. But I love, you know, I love it all. But you see, so like next week, we're going to go back out with our boat. We're probably one day I'm going to be assembling a big P-47. The next day we're going to go out and sail. Then we're going to drive car, like a little bit of everything. A lot of it's all new to me. So, you know, new to everybody, at least around here, you know, but this is, again, I'm excited. So this gets put in and these are ready to run. So I assume I'm going to have everything in there I need to at least drive it. So we'll see what it's going to take. Let me just bend that back. It's like one of my... It's just like they're all bent in there. There you go. And then you got to pull out the wire. Probably be better to just cut it. Let me get my snippers. Oh, I don't have my snippers. Never mind. Let's see if I can just cut one of these. There we go. Cut one side, And then it might pull out. There we go. Pull out a little easier. And then it has scissor telling me to cut the zip tie here. Let's do it. Let's X-Acto knife that. There we go. My scissors are buried back there. There we go. Check that out. It's a mean little machine.
Mean little driving machine.
And I just love they're officialized. So like the detail on a 27 scale RC model, even got like the fuel tank, you know, the fuel cover on the side, the fuel cap, the Audi symbol on the front. These things are really like, that's what sort of I love about the tanks too. Like they work well as static display. Oh, grab a tank, 27 scale. Well, these are 16 scale.
I know. Just like it's really hard to tell how small they really are with the amount of detail. Yeah.
So that's one of the bigger tanks, 16 scale. But you know, you could see 27 scale car. Now, obviously, an Audi would be small to any tank, I assume, in reality. But you ain't catching the Audi if you're in a tank, unless you got your trajectory just right. GB, check the website, man. I believe they're in the higher 100s, you know, RTR. But it's really because of the licensing and the scaleness. So inside, they give you a whole cone set. So that's kind of cool. Looks like 10, 12 cones, so you could set up your own little drift course, you know, on your hardwood. And then a lot of plastic bits, which I am not sure what we're going to do. I assume we're going to have to open it up and do some work, put some stuff in there. But you get your transmitter out of the box. Kyosho. Used to these now from the racing boats that we did. Let's get the tank out of the way. The King Tiger. And then that's all that's in the box. Is it? Am I missing something? Just so I don't miss. Did I throw anything down? Just checking. Gotta check all these sometimes. I did that with the boats. I threw something down and then realized, oh, something was taped there. But I assume it's in there. So I gotta figure out. I'm gonna have to go through. See, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. As far like right now, I don't know how to even take that off. I assume I gotta unscrew it maybe. So I would have to sit there. But either way, you know, we're gonna make a whole video about how to get them both, and then Alex and I are gonna take these out and try to rip them around. I assume a lot of static cameras on the ground and just try to get close. Like,
for sure.
I don't know. You know, maybe put a run cam on one, but it might kill it'll just rattle probably. You know, I don't know actually where to take them because it's like rubber tires. I don't know if I'm thinking like a tennis court might be the type of, you know, high school gym would be perfect.
Oh, yeah.
That would be if I could get in a high school gym, which I doubt now with COVID, if anyone's letting anyone into a school.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Can we run these RC cars here?
Excuse me, I'll wear my mask if you just let me in. We just want to drive these, sir, please. They're awesome. But these are exciting. I'm excited about them. There are a lot of cool options, and then there's bigger ones like Chargers, and these more are going to get, you know, we're going to start growing our Surface lineup on everything. So that's why if you saw this week, it was like, you know, Monday was Zero Day, then Tuesday was the racing boat, then Wednesday was, you know, foam jets, then Thursday was the sailboat, yesterday unboxing video. Then today we're doing a little bit. So, you know, the goal is we're going to try to have a video every day, at least during the week, as we do all this stuff, and it'll always be something different. You know, our channel's gonna, hopefully it's entertaining, hopefully it's fun, but you know, and then we want to have, you know, other people jumping on our channel helping us out. Like I think Dave Marshall's gonna be helping us out soon with some of the Surface stuff as well. Oh, so they just give you little directions of how to pull it out and things of that nature. So the batteries come in. Oh, okay. So it's saying just
turn it on.
Just pull and there it is. There you go. Look at that. Cool. So there we go. We can actually look inside. Oh, sweet. So it's all AAA batteries. So you don't even have like a chargeable battery in there. You just lift these up and you can put AAAs inside. So 4 AAA batteries go in.
Everyone's making fun of you for dropping the transmitter in the water.
Oh yeah. Dude, I felt like I became a boater that day because like I was walking the camera out to the dock, so that's what you're most concerned about. Like, you know, the camera's the most expensive item that you're walking out there with. But of course, like Alex was on, there were 2 docks at this lake.
We got the clip if we want
Both
to
go,
play it.
yeah, might as well show it again. But yeah, When it happened, it was just real laughter and like real, like just funny that, because we had said like, don't do this. Like, it's one of those things that I said to myself, don't drop anything. And of course, I dropped something, and it is what it is. But really funny. We said we had to leave it in there. But this is really cool. Just like the level of detail on it. I'm excited. I don't have AAAs around me. I didn't know what it needed. So it needs AAA batteries coming out, or I'd plug it in and drive it. But now, by next week you'll see some footage of these things whipping around. And we do have footage in the Kyosho video we did, but that footage came from the company.
Yeah.
Alex just cuts it together in his own way. But we're excited to get out there with these things and do it ourselves. And you know what? I'm going to figure that out. I'm not going to try to figure that out on camera, live, and potentially break something. So it is already 12:55, but I want to give you a Bancroft update. So you saw me. I unboxed the sports sale. And then an unboxing video is going to come for the big green one behind me, the Quickfire. We took them both out the other day. Now, the water was choppy. And again, I'd never sailed a boat before, but I'll tell you,
We had a good time.
we had a good time, like, trying to catch the wind. Like, it's, there's nothing fast about it. Like, there's nothing, it's just relaxing. And it definitely is a measure of, it's like, it's hard to, because the wind would change. So then you got to sort of change with it, trying to find the right angle and the right, tightness on your winch for your booms, to hit the, like, when you caught it, it was really awesome. And now I could totally get the people who do the boating races around pylons and stuff with multiple boats and the sailboats in the water. Like, I immediately said, man, that would be really fun, because we got into some positions with these where, like, the wind got so stiff where I'm like, how do I turn this around? Like, it just wouldn't turn. Like, watch.
It's really whipping there.
Yeah, whipping. Like, so sometimes it would almost sit still. And this is me playing with the throttle, because you only have throttle and rudder, and all your throttle does is loosen the winch for the booms. So you gotta, what did Dave say? Yeah, nice and green water. It's so true.
Straight up Willy Wonka.
But they're really fun, man. I enjoyed it, and we're going to get back out there. We want to, hover. I want to put some cameras on them and stuff, but that was really the first time, we just want to see if they'd come back to me. Like, my fear was I know I'm going to put this in the water and it's just going to blow away, and I'm not going to be able to get it back to myself. Because I'm not jumping in that water. Sorry, I don't like that I can't see what's below me. Not my favorite thing. But either way, I was excited about them. And eventually I want to definitely get some sort of iron-on decals on them and sort of pimp it out once we get all the, the stock footage done. So these videos are going to be coming, but we did get out again. You saw this already. With the bigger boats. We want to do this. I want Dave to come out, and we're going to drive those two and the other race boats, have a race ourselves. Because at this location we were at, Dave, there were a couple of those buoys in the water, and we can make those a course. So we can make a nice course and try to just, race around back and forth. Because these things cut on a dime. They're pretty fun. I had a lot of fun with that's the swordfish. And then we also had the little swordfish guys. That are also fun. They're 2S, but you can put them in a much smaller space. Like, these you could probably get away with on a big pool. And these were fun as well. I had just as much fun driving these. Obviously not as fast as the bigger ones, but perfect for a kid or someone to get into.
Push the chop.
But yeah, I mean, and that water was not clean that day, as far as it's, was not glass, if you will. You see, like, I started just whipping it back and forth, just banging on the rudder, and it would, like, turn on a dime. They're fun, but you could see when more people... Dave likes to cut people off. I get it. I'm there. That's so funny. But either way, guys, so keep your eyes peeled on the Bancroft stuff, too. So, and eventually, I hope I get my hands on a civilian boat or one of the big warships, so we can unbox one of those and show people. But they've been moving. Obviously, like... It's like the same thing when we release the helis. Like, we're not sure what the market is like yet, but obviously the guys who like boats have found, our boats, because they're moving. The guys who like cars, they move those. The tank people found the tanks. We're hoping to, we got to restock these Henlongs, hopefully ASAP. you know, it's just one of those things. No, Pontiac, you would never know it. The water's great.
Looks worse than it smells.
It looks worse
sure.
than it smells, and I think it just changes at times of day. You know, there's algae things that happen, and that lake is huge. So we were gonna look around, scout other spots too, but I'm sure also the time of year probably matters. But you know, either way, it's 10 minutes from our studio, so it just makes sense to drive them over there. We could be there and back in an hour with boat footage, which is great because with the ready to run stuff, you know. It's a lot easier than
drop the transmitter.
Yeah, just don't drop the and I will say, I mean, I said in the video, that transmitter, it worked. I just tried out. Luckily, it was lake water, but
we're gonna play the clip.
You know, I use that same transmitter to drive the boat. So you know, in the video, that happened between me just, you know, putting the red one in after I did the yellow, and it you know, it goes up.
Again, guys,
I mean, well,
this
GB,
camera,
don't. One lake is not representative of every single lake. But yeah, this was too funny because it was real. That's the best part about it. You have to put it in when it's real.
Oh,
You know,
no.
if I crash something, if I make a mistake, I have no problem laughing at myself. And just the idea of that. It's just, of course, I heard water in the battery case. So I'm like, oh, got to get the water out. Immediately open the batteries. Just fell out.
I didn't fall off the dock.
I lost one AA. I had the other three, so I just took one battery out of the other transmitter from the yellow one and stuck it in the one that was already there, and it worked. And I drove around and we finished the video with that. So you know, it still works, which is great. Again, if it was salt water, then I probably would have had a problem. I didn't have any rice with me to you know, or clean fresh water to wash it off if I had salt water on. But either way, that was awesome. So guys, I can't believe it. Already 1 o'clock. So I was excited about this. Now I got to clean up this mess and get everything sorted. But over time, and we're going to, during this live show, you know, I'll update you on my progress. So the hope is, I believe I already have servos that I can start getting the hinging done. That's my plan, probably Monday and Tuesday. At least get all the hinges in on the P-47, then the servos on each wing and in the fuselage. That's the easy stuff. And, you know, then... yeah, I mean, I'm thinking 2-3 weeks, this P-47's going to be flying. My hope is by, again, that November show, November 22nd, Wes, refresh my memory, maybe the 21st. November 21st, Saturday, I'll be in Florida. I'm not sure if Alex is going to be able to join me, but I'll be down there. I should be, and have a little fun flying with the Boozer crew and everybody down at that Toys for Tot show. We're going to bring some giveaway prizes or raffle prizes and, you know, have a fun day. So the plan is if I can have the Zero and the P-47 down there together, that would be great. So, you know, I'm really excited. That's why you can't have nice things. Hey, I can handle the big Zero. I'll deal with the little transmitter thing. But, you know, that happens. But either way, guys, thank you so much, as always, for joining us on this Friday. Next week, we will be back. And this time, I'm not sure, but I'm sure we'll see some of this. We'll see some more boat stuff. And then, actually, what plane? I want to revisit a few free wing models that I haven't flown in a bit. I was thinking of possibly getting the F-35 out again. It's been a while since I flew that one. Or now that I'm balsa mined, I'm probably going to bring back out that Nexa OV10, which it's now the Nexa OV10, but it was ProFly when we first released it, but then we decided to just go with Nexa for all the Warbird, the balsa stuff. So either way, though, that's a great plane. It's been a while since I flew that one, so maybe I'll get that out next week and have a little fun there. But either way, we'll figure something out, guys, as we always do. Thank you so much for joining us. If you can, as always, hit the like button on your way out the door. We love that stuff. Or hit the dislike button if you don't enjoy this content. But, you know, it's always fun. Check out everybody else's live streams. I think RC Informer's going live at 4 o'clock today. You got Mary Boozers at 8:30 on Sunday. GB's in here on Wednesday. GB, I watched your show on Wednesday, but I didn't comment because I just didn't have the time to sit there. But I was watching. Always enjoy his show. I believe he's 9:30 on Wednesdays because he's West Coast, so it's a little later for me on the East Coast. These are all East Coast times, I'm saying. Air Marshal, he does Air Marshal Mondays. He's there. You got Dave's RC on Fridays. Guys, check all these guys out. There's always, you know, it's always fun to just talk to the community and see what they got going on as well. So again, guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time at Motion RC.